Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. I want to talk to you as I always do. And I want to talk to you on the subject matter on earth as in heaven. What will it take? I've been talking to you on that subject matter for quite some time now because it's been a dream of mine, probably and practically all my life. And so I thought I'd just talk to you about it, if I may. Got a couple of things that I want to start off with. We talk about what's important to people and what people do and what extremes people go to get their message out, to get the public to hear what they got to say. All right? Now, I'm thinking about a guy that pays, let's say, $1 million. Well, let's not limit it to 1 million. Let's say hundreds of millions of dollars to say to the American people why they want to be, let's say, President of the United States. Yeah, that's a good one. They want to be your representative as the one that's going to protect you according to your Constitution of the United States. And he's going to do everything he basically can under his administration to lift you higher. And he's paying over 100 or so millions of dollars to get that message to you. Now, another guy comes along and decides that, well, his message is so much better than what this guy is telling you, because what you are hearing from this guy is the same thing you heard from the other guys and the other guys and the other guys, and they were never delivered. And so this guy comes before you and says, well, what I'm going to do, if it's okay with you, I would like to make sure that those things that you would never have to worry about, those things you wish you would never have to worry about, you don't have to worry about them. Let's see if we can fix it up that way. Now, that would include, but not limited to, food and clothing and shelter and education and health care and transportation and infrastructure. And as you can see, it's basically all of those areas of life that we have to deal with every day. And if we wish that we didn't have to worry about these kinds of things, and we set up with an initiative, a plan to achieve just that, then that's fantastic. This is what I'm speaking of in relationship to where we are in this society. So if a person comes there with that kind of plan and says, in order to make this thing real, each of you will have to play a part in it. It's not my plan. It's not some group's plan. It's a plan that requires each of us to play a role in it. Now, you say, what role do I play? You say, well, all of the things that we just got through mentioning that you wish that you didn't have to worry about. All right. Now, each individual got something that they would love to do that would give them the greatest joy they could possibly have just in doing that. Now, we discover what it is that each of us do, and we can get a chance to access it in the process of creating all of that stuff we wish we would never have to worry about. And we do it in such an abundance that our barns overflow, our rivers overflow, and it could just spread as far as it is needed, wanted, or desired. None of us ever have to worry about anything like that. We've accomplished that. And we did it. We did it. Now that message got to the people, and it was so exciting. It was something new, something that the people could engage themselves in doing, and it is nothing that adds problems to their lives, but brings joy and happiness to their lives, and to know that they are somebody, that they're needed, they got something to offer, and it is appreciated, and nobody want to do anything without it. My. So you think that message would just spread all over the nation, not costing you a penny, except what it might cost somebody to text or to do an email or just write a letter or get on the phone or, stuff like that. And it just get across the country. Now, this is what an alternative to what the one who's paying all of the money. But money moves mountains, they say. But one thing I would like to say to you that has been proven by so many people that have money, that money really cannot buy you happiness. It makes things convenient for you. And when you've gone through so much hell and inconvenience. Some convenience seems to just give you a breath of life. And if you got the money, you can have that convenience. But it doesn't necessarily. And I was listening to something on the tube, and they were telling me about 15 different people who have to go through so much trouble that you and I, if we were in this kind of trouble, we would be grateful in the position that we're in today for not having to be in that trouble. And one of that would be the guy in North Korea. What is his name? Is Kim On, something like that. Who everywhere he goes, he got this entourage. He almost got a military entourage just with him at all times to protect him. He's afraid that he is so evil and so mean that anybody get a chance to kill him, they will do it. Why he feels this way? Somebody said that's how they move, taking people's lives. And so he doesn't have the freedom that you got. Now, he can run around and boss people, and he might get off on that. Now, that's just one guy. Another guy is Elon Musk. Now, one of the richest men around here, they say. And he has to have that same security. His cars and everything. Why? Somebody might want to kill him. Somebody might want to take his money. Somebody might want to hold him as a hostage. Somebody might want to do anything. But life to him is so important that he will have all of this security that denies the amount of freedom that one can have just walking down the street, walking in this strip mall. You know what I'm talking about, those of you who do it all the time. Then another guy, Putin, got the army protecting him, so to speak, everywhere he goes, plus all of the protection that money can buy as far as technology is concerned. Somebody might try to kill me, take my money. Somebody might try to kill me because I've been so mean to them. Somebody might just kill me because they hate me. All of these kinds of things. Now, can't be too much happiness in that, too much thrill in that. Now, Kim Kardashian, they got her in this list, but she is not a threat to people. She just got security because I don't know for sure, she was robbed. And she know people will rob her, figure that she might be easy. And so she just want to make sure she got somebody to help. Well, so we can go with that. There's another guy in India called one of the richest guys in India. They call him Mukesh Ambani, something like that. Well, now, can you imagine what they used to say about India? Poverty as far as it can go. And he was one of the rich, I'm sure it's not like that now, but it was. Now, one of the richest men in the world, but the richest man in India. What does that say? You know he's trying to make sure he's protected anywhere he goes, because for the same things that everybody else is ducking and dodging, he's ducking and dodging the same thing. Even Pope Francis, can you believe that? The man of the church got that same protection. Why? Because he's hated. He is despised. Somebody might come at him. And so just to be out there doing his job, he's not like Dr. Martin Luther King and John F. Kennedy, who proved that if they will kill you, if they get a chance, they will. So these guys say, no, not us. And even the Prince Harriet, and his wife. Now, I don't think that, some people might be at him, hate him, despise him for some reason or another. They seem to be carrying an easygoing life, but because of who they are, people might still try to kidnap them and get some money from them. And then you think about the guy in China, Jinping. Now this guy, you could imagine all of this protection that he's needed. But I can name a few more, ladies and gentlemen, like Beyonce and Jay-Z, because they're rich and they know somebody might try to do something to them, the president of the United States. Then this guy that's in Saudi Arabia is supposed to be the richest man on earth, who walks around, oh man, I can imagine what he thinks about himself. And all of that, my friends, all of that is wrapped around money. All of that is wrapped around money. And these people, none of them can walk down the street and laugh and talk with anybody, or stop at a restaurant or a bar liquor store, grocery store, and just chit and chat with anybody and laugh and talk, going back, get in the car, going home and sit down. None of them can do that. None of them. So you better be glad of what you can do with what you got. But you know what? In spite of all that, those who have been, and this is, I guess, is an indication that what we just got through asserting is true. Those that are bound to Trump by some contract or some obligation, they themselves who stand before the public and advocate the same lies that Donald Trump has engaged, they are somewhere right now hoping, they are somewhere praying that Trump is caught up in some of these legal battles somewhere, and that somewhere the law is able to take him down and free them from his abuse. And they will just be laughing that they've used this turkey, but they finally got free. So ladies and gentlemen, like they will be glad to get free from him, people should be glad to get free from all kinds of bondages. And there are only certain things that will do that. Well, let's see here. Here's one thing. When you really get down to the real nitty gritty, ladies and gentlemen, as a social scientist, I want you to know that there are a lot of people in the world. And believe you me, they will do. Not everybody, but human beings will do any and everything. Now, some would do these kinds of things, others would do these kinds of things, but there's some immorality or disgust about all of the things. It's just that you will adhere to certain kinds, others will adhere to certain kinds. The problem is that you think that your kind is okay and the others' kinds are not. And the truth of it is, if yours is okay, then everybody's okay. And if anybody is not okay, then all of you are not okay. But there are every kind of people in the world. You've heard that there are people out here that eat babies. The way that you heard it and how it's set up, I cannot concur with that. But I know that there are people out here who eat people. Jeffrey Dahmer is evidence of that. But there's other stuff in secret that you don't know about, and you will never ever know about, and you don't need to know about unless it comes to you and you got evidence. Evidence, my friend. And then you cannot, no one can, by force, eliminate what is natural in order to some. And what I'm saying about that is that human experience is so awkward that it appears as if we are just as wild as any beast. Sure, we might have come up a little ways, but we do anything that any beast will do. Our moral compass is as low as it can go. Not all of us, but in that human experience, it's as low as it can go. So when you start talking about human beings, we are from the worst dump, meaning that there's nothing that we won't do. Nothing that we won't do. Until the point where we try to do the best we can. Even up to the point that we might just don't engage in anything, we're just not going to help out. Which is just as detrimental to the cause as being at the rock bottom. So that's what I'm basically saying. So when we talk about on earth as in heaven, what will it take to get that to happen? Let me tell you what the devil's advocate said. You take that question to the devil's advocate, and the devil's advocate say you'll never do it. He says the human experience will not permit them to do it. Nope. The human experience would not. And if it would take something like a tsunami, maybe of water, or of heat, or of cold, to just crush the earth. And a sparing number of people just remaining who would be glad to work together, to come together and do things that are common amongst them in such a way that it makes it easier for them to achieve the things that they're pursuing. They would love to do it. But that's after the hell crushes everything that they thought they could rely on out of the way. Now the only thing they got is the resources of the earth and each other. And each other. Notice, there ain't no money around. They just got each other. And then they can do it. Why do we have to go that low to even begin to want to know where we can go? That's just something I wanted to leave with you, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to let the devil's advocate be right, because the power of choice is in your hands, and all you got to do is change your mind. And I'm telling you, that'll take care of it. Until next time, Eddie Marcus saying good night.